This is Annapurna Base Camp, and this film is about our journey to achieve it. One of the reasons we came on this trek was to raise money for Child Rescue Nepal. It's a local charity dedicated to finding children who've been trafficked for slave labour. If you enjoy this film, then you might want to make a donation, and details are at the end of the film. Our party of 13 was drawn from Ireland, England and New Zealand. The same language, but a range of accents and a mix of trekking experience. We converged on the Royal Singhi Hotel to meet our leaders.
My name is Sukman Tamang. So I'm professionally leading a group, say team leader, and I have been work with a mountain guide since 1999.
My name is Durga Prasad Novak, and my job is a trekking guide now. I've been a trekking guide since before 20 years.
My name is Pemba Jammu Sherpa. Well, I'm an assistant guide.
Hello, I'm Dilkumar Pakrin, and I'm assistant guide of this trip.
So we left Kathmandu very early to travel by bus to Pokhara and then Biratanti, where we would start our trek. There really is only one single carriageway road linking the cities, and this called for all the skills that our driver could muster. It took us about 10 hours to travel the 250 kilometres. It was a long, dusty journey, but it did provide an insight into life in Nepal and the demands that locals face in travelling.
Annapurna is one of the best trekking area to come to see over here. I gonna say like Everest is one of the famous for top of the world, but this one, especially I gonna say like low 1,000 to over 4,100 meters, including 8,000 meters mountain. So within that, many of the different vegetation and the terrace, crops, living style, and many different types of the peoples are living in Nepal. Mostly I gonna say in this area, even quite popular because of the British Gorkha regiments. Lots of the people are joining from Annapurna region to British Gorkha armies. When we start from Biratanti, and then temperature as well, humidity, down to Biratanti, which is 1,025 meters from the sea level, there was very, very humid, hot. And after 3 days, we got up to Gorepani, which is 2,855, and up to Poon Hill, which is one of the wonderful viewpoint on this trip. And then that was the 3,190 meters. And again, we came down within the lots of the different types of vegetation, trees, wonderful mountain scenery, all of those mountains, including Dauragiri, which is the 8,167 meter high. And afterwards, we seen wonderful view, which is the deepest gorges in the world. That means both sides over 8,000 mountain, and then between the gorge, people are coming through down from Annapurna circuit. Yeah, and over here also really different. You guys remember down to the bottom, we crossing through over the vegetation like rainforest, small rainforest, and up to here over 3,700 meters. Now we are in 4,135 meters. There were totally different vegetation, totally different landscape, only grassy and brown and coming gray out here. So it's wonderful and totally different landscape.
The map of our journey looks deceptively straightforward. It may only be 64 miles, but it was going to feel like 2 or 3 times that. We stayed each night in tea houses, so called because the accommodation is relatively basic. The construction is wood with some breeze block, allowing some shelter. Rooms tend to be double sharing with outside toilet facilities and showers, but on occasions we were blessed with an internal western loo. Accommodation at higher altitudes than the 2 base camps was different, dormitory style, but with the opportunity to get to know fellow trekkers even better. Each day started at 6:30 with a wake-up call, and we had breakfast whilst the portering team lashed up the bags and took them on to the starting point. Then it was off at 8 each day for a trek of up to 6 or 7 hours, breaking regularly for water, food and loo stops. There really is no flat surface in the region, and so each day brought with it the challenge of ups and downs, both challenging for breathing and for our knees. Sometimes you would get a clear sight of the target destination and wonder just how long it would take. Then you would have the satisfaction of looking back on the achievement. Whilst you had to pay a lot of attention to the placement of your feet, our eyes and cameras were constantly drawn to the surrounding scenery. The weather was generally good, but the afternoons could close in and wet weather gear was donned. We were up one morning at 4:45 to ascend Poon Hill by torchlight to get to the most magnificent views of Annapurna as the sun rose. At times the route was rather congested with all kinds of competing travellers. On other occasions, the crossings required great dexterity, and at some point, help was well received. Things slowed up a little with altitude, and it was with great relief that we arrived at base camp for the evening. Our evenings were spent communally keeping warm and making sure that we were on top of our health, with daily readings for pulse and oxygen levels. We were nearly there. Just one more push for Annapurna Base Camp at 4,130 metres, and a great sense of achievement when we got there. The terrain is awe-inspiring, but we were reverential as we spent time amidst the memorial stones remembering fallen climbers. And whilst for some there is an easy ride home, we knew that what we ascended, we then needed to descend.
So this has been a really great trip, and I want to thank Exodus and the team at Exodus, all our guides, all our porters, for making this such a safe and really pleasant trip. And also a big thank you to my fellow trekkers. It's been great fun. I hope I see you again.